If suppose that were to be the team, the one that you mentioned, do you think we can win the cup?
With them, 101%. Without them, 101%. It's just that the luck factor. I think on the day, we Indians are quite emotional. Even the players.
West Indies is gonna win the home cup, is it?
I'm not saying home cover. A minute ago, you said India. I'm saying they are one of the favorites to win it.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Stump Stats and Stories, episode number 1.
One.
So we have Preetham. Preetham, off the hook because we are recording it right after the IPL final. Thoughts about the final? How was it?
Absolutely, I was nailed towards that, despite the two of the sides not being my supporters, the teams I support. But to be very honest, from a neutral point of view, I didn't expect a dominant final to be played. The lowest score that was scored, but what a final for the Kolkata Knight Riders! Right from the first game, actually it happened before the auctions itself, when Gigi announced himself inside this squad. That's when all the Kolkata fans and the rest of the 9 franchisee were fearing them. If you have a bowling attack of Harshit Rana and Vaibhav Arora, where your lead pacer, which is 25 crores, Mitchell Stark, is traveling all across the boundaries, you as a unit will not have the confidence to defend targets. All of a sudden, in the second phase, you had Mitchell Stark performing at the Wankhede Stadium when there was due. You had Varun Chakravarti performing at the Wankhede Stadium when there was due. Sunil Narayan, when Gautam Gambhir came back, promoting him up the order as an opener. So everything changed, and the Harshit Rana, he became a trump card. Andy Russell became a trump card. So everything turned from normal to gold, and that's where KKR. Sunrisers, on the other hand, they were just banking on the 2 openers. They did not have a middle order, and you knew it, that if you take the openers out, the game done. So it was KKR's trophy to lose, and they absolutely dominated the entire league.
Guys, before we move ahead with this video, I want to tell everybody who's watching. This guy said that even though none of the teams he supports was in the final, this guy is from Kolkata, by the way, and he does not support the team that eventually won the IPL. So, Preetham, which team do you support? The audience wants to know.
So I'm a Royal Challengers Bangalore supporter. I was brawn and butter being a Virendra Sehwag supporter, so I'm a Delhi Capitals as well. Firstly, I'm a Delhi Capitals, then I go to Royal Challengers Bangalore just because of Virat Kohli. So after Delhi got knocked out, I was like, okay, Virat Kohli is there, RCB is there. Maybe this time we have a Sala Cup Namdu maybe. But no, it's not this time around. We'll come back next time.
So he typically like following his idol or favorite cricketer's footsteps.
Absolutely. And the audience might wonder, what's yours?
Mine is Rajasthan Royals, and let's not talk about it any further. So there's so many things to talk about because you mentioned Kolkata Knight Riders on the back of pace battery, which nobody had expected. I mean, I wanted to kind of get to this subject at some point in the conversation, but that instantly reminds me of Abhishek Iyer. Like, he built this Indian core, the scout of the level of Abhishek Iyer, and it's not the first time that Abhishek Iyer has been talked about as a very good scout. So when KKR has been producing such great level players, who are coming from the hinterlands of India, be it Shivam Mavi, Nagarkoti, and Rinku Singh, and the pace battery now. Having been in Kolkata and being a cricket analyst, do you know his process and anything about him? Like, what really ticks that in his process? What really works?
Absolutely. He's a Mumbaiker, the first thing. And second thing is that he reads the game really well. If you look into very closely, you have a former Indian team management as well, Bharut Arun. You've Gautam Gambhir as there. Now you have Abhishek Iyer. You tell me a player out of the 15 or other KKR has made the least changes, if I'm not wrong. I bet nobody will be telling you. It's Ramandeep Singh. That guy has consistently given you those cameos, those blinder. Who's his pick? It's Abhishek Iyer who has picked him out of the Mumbai Indians. It's Ramandeep Singh who has just made the entire team a balanced one. It's coming at a number 7, coming at number 6, giving you the 7-ball 21s and finishing off games, which we always have witnessed from Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the finisher. Ramandeep Singh, a terrific fielder. One bad game he had probably against the Sunrisers Hyderabad in the field as a fielder, and then people started criticizing him. The next game, he took 2 blinders, and that's how confidence gives you. Bharat Arun, all of a sudden, he made that pace battery of us who conquered Australia. Bumrah, Siraj, Shami. Now he's doing the same thing. He has done the same thing of Harshit Rana, Vaibhav Arora. You can still say Mitchell Stark. There's something missing for world-class players, and every single day you would love to learn something new. You have a match-winning coach, you have a match-winning management. You might say Gautam Gambhir has taken the league. Maybe there was Chandrakant Pandit giving you some advices as well. As a unit, you might say that, okay, so Phil Salt and Sunil Narayan were the destructive players, but your middle order, the Indian core, they batted phenomenally every single game. They stepped up. That's the difference between a Kolkata Knight Riders, then you have Rajasthan Sunrisers, RCB. has he backed on Virat Kohli constantly? Rajasthan Royals, nobody, just Riyan Parag the entire season. So they were backing on just one player. Sunrise Hyderabad, the openers. While KKR, if you look into the stats, everyone has 300 runs average. That shows you that playing as a unit. Shreyas Iyer in the lead in the second half of the tournament. What a season he had.
Shreyas Iyer's captaincy it's not the first time his captaincy is under, the limelight. He's done some good captaincy previously for Delhi Capitals. I think it was under his captaincy, or half of the tournament was under his captaincy when they reached the final, right?
So it's the first time he took a team to the second time, rather, Shreyas Iyer took a team to the final. So that's a different kind of a story. But this is really good when it comes to seeing the way the Kolkata Knight Riders are playing. It really amazed me, because from a neutral point of view, I can understand and see the way they have played. Phenomenal. Kudos to them.
Shreyas Iyer has once taken Delhi Capitals to the final. His captaincy is again. And he's somebody, like you rightly said, in the first half of the tournament, he was kind of laid back. He's obviously captaining the side, so his strategy
Correct.
would be there. But he's not putting himself out there as much as some of the other captains are visible. Samson had a good run with the bat. Cummins had a
Very
good run
nice.
as a captain. So they are the captains who get highlighted more, and not Shreyas. Like Shreyas ko credit do bhai. Shreyas deserves it. But like when we talk about calm captaincy or laid back captaincy, we have a lot of Dhoni and those kind of references going around. How underrated is Shreyas Iyer as a captain? What do you think?
Shreyas Iyer is somebody who has done a lot of homework behind the field as well, off the field. So he knows that when these situations arise, who do I need to go? Even the bowlers know. Even the fielders know. The thing is that Shreyas Iyer is a little bit calm and composed, doesn't show his emotion too much. But Shreyas is somebody he would like to field in the deep as well if possible. He's somebody similar to a Ruturaj Gaikwad, who wants to field in long off region, kind of just wants to lay it back. But on the other hand, always has the focus on himself. Rather than backs himself, he backs the wicket keeper. So that's the confidence he had. He has done a tremendous homework, and that's what I said. Credit goes to the management. If you look into the management, it's an Indian core management. On the other hand, for the Sunrisers, they had Vettori. There are other foreigners as well. So it's a very good sign for Team India as well.
I think Shreyas Iyer finally is getting more recognition away from just the memes that were being made. Talking of Shreyas Iyer, would you have liked to see him in the Indian squad? No?
To be honest, no.
Despite all the things that he's just said, he's saying no, he should not have been in the squad. Why?
Okay, there are reasons behind that. So the reasons behind, though Shreyas fits, but there is too much competition going on in the side. You have a 15 member where I feel there is one person already missing out on being harsh, that is Rinku Singh. In these 15 players, if you have a Shreyas Iyer, who do you play him for? You have a similarity. You have Surya Kumar Yadav, and the player that has come back is Rishabh Pant, and that's completely has taken a back of the likes of Shreyas Iyer. Then you have different kind of players. Shubman Gill as well. If he would have wondered, maybe I could have got a chance as their opener or number 3. You cannot, because you need a lefty-righty. When India were in a successful period in 2015 to 19, we always had the lefty-right combination of Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma. So now, as we went back to a KL Rahul versus Rohit Sharma, it did not work out. I think Yashasvi is going to do wonders. But when it comes to playing 11, I will have Rohit Rat opening together.
I think that I feel also that it could be like almost done and decided within the management. I feel there's been a trend in Indian cricket for the past few years. We either rely too much on recent performance of IPL and choose the team basis that, or we go with reputation. There's no solid scorecard. There have been instances now, but majorly there's not been a scorecard dependency. Considering that discourse of Indian management, do you think somebody in the current squad should not have been there?
Well, there are a few rather, not just one. I'll be very bold. Maybe the audience may not like it. I'm just being open to it in Indian cricket. Unfortunately, I have a few. One is Shivam Dube, because he was phenomenal in the first half of the IPL season. All of a sudden, he had a dip, but you just cannot pick him on basis of that. But Shivam Dube, no doubt, played well in conditions in India. But how will he play against in conditions in West Indies? That's where I thought somebody like a finisher is missing. Rinku Singh is one. Secondly is Mohammad Siraj. I think Mohammad Siraj, for me, doesn't fit in the T20 format, because I think you still have better options. You already have somebody in the reserves, that is Avesh Khan. He has been tremendous, I must tell you. Then you had 2 brilliant, experienced bowlers who can do wonders in those conditions. Sandeep Sharma, Mohit Sharma, the 2 Sharmas. And third is, I don't know the reason behind he has been picked, is Khalil Ahmed in the reserves. I think T. Natarajan definitely slots in that one. These are the three ones. Might be debatable talking about Akshar Patel's squad, but Akshar Patel is delivering with the bat. Kuldeep Yadav, I think he will be the frontline spinner out of Yuzvendra Chahal because he's also delivering with the bat. So that's the reason why these are the three players, unfortunately.
So I'll go through them one by one, but the interesting name over here for me is Shivam Dube. If we have to jot down to like why he was selected, I think wahi rahega ki he's a lefty, he's a finisher, he can play spin well. These 3 points. Who do you think could have replaced him for that?
When it comes to Shivam Dube in the IPL season, he has got 396 runs with a strike rate of 162. That's not bad. That's not at all bad in the T20 format. Rinku Singh, on the other hand, barely played. He's got opportunities. But on the other hand, he just made 168 runs, which means I think he has got the opportunity 5 to 6 times maybe for the Kolkata Knight Riders. On the other hand, when it comes to Indian cricket for Rinku Singh, he has scored 335 runs. I think he's got opportunity 6-7 games maybe, and he scored against Australia. So you need that kind of finisher alongside Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja's batting is a concern, but you cannot drop somebody like a Ravindra Jadeja. That's the reason why I think maybe he could have gone for the Rinku Singh ahead of Shivam Dube.
So I think the 4, 5, 6 or 5, 6, 7 slots, one of them would have been Ravindra Jadeja anyway. If Jadeja is suppose ruled out, I hope God forbid he doesn't, Akshar Patel will replace him. Somebody like Rishabh Pant definitely making the cut in the playing 11. So you're saying that Rinku Singh could have probably been the replacement over there as in the similar role, finisher role.
Yes, I would rather go with Rinku Singh just because of the pocket dynamo he produces, not just his one-dimensional player. We have seen 3D players rather, but I'll go with these 2-dimensional players. That is Rinku Singh with the bat, Rinku Singh the fielder. So that's the reason why I still would have gone for Hardik at 5, Rinku at 6, Ravindra Jadeja at 7.
And if you're opening with Rohit Virat, who's your number 3?
Number 3, Sky. It's his format, to be very honest, T20 format. Sky 3, Rishabh Pant at 4. I'll be tempted towards the Sanju Samson, but I think India will start with Rishabh Pant.
Okay. How has Rishabh Pant's return, how do you see that? Like, is he totally in the groove? Of course, he scored runs and everything.
Me being a Delhi Capitals fan, I've assisted him a lot. And nobody will believe me. There might be a lot of Indian fans. There might be a lot of Rishabh Pant fans being like, he will strike 6 sixes. He has the talent. But the only thing which I miss in Rishabh Pant is the game awareness. That's the only thing I think he lacks. You see the game against at Gabba, iconic moment. You see the game at Sydney. His strength is power hitting, but the way he tackled, the way he targeted the bowlers was phenomenal. But when it comes to in the wide ball cricket, I see he's very well suited for 50 overs. When it comes to T20, I think he can more or less be the similar role kind of a player of Shivam Dube. That's what I see in Rishabh Pant. But the only thing is that the game awareness. The rest, he has all the shots in the book. He's now a 360 kind of player.
You reminded me of that shot, dude. Wasn't that audacious? I still have very fresh memories of that.
I was sitting in the couch with my father and I was witnessing, okay, it's about to be stumps or about to be tea probably. And I'm like, okay, just play this out because the new ball has just come. It was the third ball of the new ball. And who has the guts? Jimmy coming round the wicket with 3 slips and a gully, and he switches him over the second slip. I'm like, how can you do that? And
Jimmy's gonna hit, he's gonna burn like a rubbing salt over his final few years. He'd be retiring in like that moment. Rishabh Pant, I sometimes feel, is kind of treading the same path sometimes that Sanju Samson does. I personally have felt that Sanju Samson also sometimes lacks game awareness. Okay, this was the first season. I'll like hand on my heart. This would be the first season I felt that Sanju Samson has matured a little. Offend any supporters of Sanju Samson, I'm a big supporter. He's my favorite team. He's my home state team's captain, so I support him. This was the first season. But again, you see the the qualifier 2, how he got out. Riyan Parag is 22. I can understand. It was his first breakout season. I can understand he made a big mistake. And Sunil Gavaskar were furious. Oh my God. What Sanju Samson has been doing year after year, he shows promise, sweet timer of the ball, hits clean, like a Rohit Sharma kind of a timing. And I feel like Rishabh Pant is just a little more brash and he's had a lot more success on an international stage. That's why he gets the long rope, of course, because he's had those hero moments on international stage. But I just fear he doesn't develop that game sense now. We are still kind of stuck with who do we want as our who's the next Dhoni?
Who is the next Dhoni when it comes to the leadership or when it comes to the finisher?
The wicketkeeper slot, who is also mature enough to kind of take it through till the end. I don't want to get out. I want to finish games.
Without a doubt, KL Rahul.
He's also 30 plus now already, right?
Yes, that's a very important question. Then the next person should be Sanju Samson if he develops his game. But I still see KL Rahul still has a lot of game to play, at least 3-4 years. Maybe not a T20 format, but ODI and Test for sure. Test, maybe Rishabh Pant is there. Maybe he can play as a batter, but ODI definitely, he's definitely there. You saw the impact he made in the ODI World Cup for us. Even in the semi-finals against New Zealand, went under show until the first 9 overs against Australia, and then the rest is history. I think KL Rahul definitely. But when it comes to the difference between Rishabh Pant and the Sanju Samson is Rishabh Pant game awareness, Sanju Samson shot selection. Sanju Samson's biggest weakness is leg spin.
Yeah.
You dragged qualifier number 2. What about eliminator? What about the game against RCB? The
Yeah.
game was right in your hands. You had probably less than 8 runs per over with so much dew in the field. You know RCB's death bowling is. If somebody like a Lockie Ferguson comes, he will leak 20 runs and the game is over, just like Robin Powell did. How do you throw your wicket at that moment? Riyan Parag, all of a sudden after hitting a 6 and a 4, I remember Mohammad Siraj bowling a bouncer. He played it like this. That's street smart cricket. Then
Yeah.
the next ball, you cannot get out on a too full of a delivery. Already premeditating yourself, I'll go hit it over long on. No, that's not cricket. You learn it from the best. You are a Virat Kohli. Your idol is Virat Kohli. Learn from how he has done it for the past 12, 15 years. So I think, though your question is quite tough, I'll still go with KL Rahul. But though KL Rahul's age is 30 plus, I'll still back Sanju Samson.
If you got to look up to players like Virat Kohli, Viryan Parag certainly does, and as does he look up for some other people as well on YouTube. He's been looking at um, any Riyan Parag fans, please shout out to you guys. So, okay, there's another person I want to highlight here. We're talking about wicket keepers who have good game awareness. In the second qualifier, there was a man who walked out when Rajasthan Royals was absolutely in tatters. He's also a wicket keeper. People might tend to forget. What do you have to say about Dhruv Jurel?
Underrated player for the Rajasthan Royals. Did not get much of an opportunity batting up the order. He got his debut against England in the Test series. Played brilliantly. He still tried his best again in this qualifier too. Somehow get 3 sixes, maybe 4 sixes, and take it to the last over. I was looking. He was refusing singles only because, not just because it was 10 bowled, but also he was trying so hard, but he was not getting the deliveries because the way Pat Cummins and probably Natarajan bowled the last over. We saw it in the final. We once again saw it in the qualifier too. He knew the ball he's going to bowl. He knew the field I need. And the ball is going exactly there the batsman is hitting. You cannot do that. But the way he does, kudos to Dhruv Jurel. I think he had a very good season. Maybe an underrated one because he did not get much of an opportunity. The way just like Hyderabad's openers dominated, similarly Sanju and Riyan Parag dominated for Rajasthan Royals. But yes, I think he has a bright future. Maybe the backup wicket keeper for Test format as well. Just because Rishabh Pant is back.
So, talking of Pat Cummins, absolutely fantastic captain. What a last couple of years he's been having. The little kind of blip in his absolute dream-like run was this losing the IPL final, and that too losing in the final for a team that finished last season. To elevate that to this kind of level is absolutely insane.
Overseas captain coming Indian pitches and dominating the last 3-4 months.
And
That's
taking that team, the team that was down in shambles.
The team that finished 10th, and it's the same core, it's the same Indian core, you must say, more or less. It's just Travis Head, Nitish Kumar Reddy, and Klassen Marker is there. They were there. He's just added himself and a Travis Head in the side, and that's a different side. The rest of the core is same. Maybe a Mayank Markande was part of the squad. You said about an overseas captain. Talk us about the current Indian vice captain, who was the Mumbai Indians captain. Sum it up on the field. I'll come to you on the field first, then I'll come off the field. On the field, how do you look into his attitude?
Peterson had summarized it very well, that he's taking a lot upon himself to appear that he's cool. And what you should be doing ideally, strategizing, making those right moves. That gets affected because your mind is distracted. You're so distracted, your performance gets affected. But then he found very mixed kinds of success. There were like the last 2-3 games when he performed well. He was bowling according to his hunch rather than not having a concrete plan. And the batting also was like, everybody felt disconnected. Rohit seemed like he's batting in his own zone. He's kind of become the chairman emeritus, like kind of retired already, and he's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. Baki team jai bahar mein.
Is he having net practice for the World Cup?
Yes, and I'm not referring to any conversation that he might have had with any KKR staff. I'm not, but he's kind of on the retirement age. I'm not talking about actual retirement, but kind of like mentally retiring. That I'm in that zone. I've given this franchise enough. It's not on me to take that weight of responsibility. I have to enjoy my game freely. even though he was not so much in the runs. But Hardik Pandya, man, something needs to. And with his personal life also kind of so much in the limelight right now as we speak, I don't want to go there because it's not right, and we don't know what is really happening. Obviously, must be impacting him somewhere.
Absolutely, it's definitely impacting me. I don't know how much is true. I just saw in a blink of an eye from here they went to 70%, from there to there. I'm like, what's happening? So if the verified people are not even discussing, if the players are not even discussing, now what has it is even increased is that Hardik has not traveled with the side to the USA. That has made it even more worse. He's thinking, okay, so that's the reason why. I'm not sure. I might be wrong, but I think everything is fine. You need to focus back on cricket. But Rohit Sharma, in the entire season of the IPL, he scored 417 runs. Current vice captain of the Indian side has scored on 216, half of his runs. It's not been impressive with the ball, Hardik Pandya, neither with the bat. But I'm asking you from a Mumbai Indians fan. Switch yourself from a Rajasthan fan to a Mumbai Indians fan. You have booed this person for 14 games. Now you need to switch to an Indian fan now. What do you do for Hardik Pandya?
I think I'll change myself as a fan. I think message to everyone, you as a fan somewhere, I know the emotions. I know the emotions that run in the veins of fans of Mumbai Indians and CSK and RCB. I understand that, and all the booing that you did, of course, that's okay. Whatever you might be feeling in the heat of the moment. At the end of the day, that guy is going to be under so much pressure, and if you just do not support him, it's not going to help his case. Yes, there might be the odd chance, in fact not an odd chance, there might be a very fair chance of him rising to the occasion and winning us the cup, but then comes a decision which you did not like. I don't want to say this Indian fan mentality, but there's this fan mentality which borders on idol worship and fanaticism. That's not fandom, that's fanaticism, where you want things to be according to your way. Performance wise, there were a lot of areas to improve on, and that doesn't make things better, because if already everyone is booing you, if you would have won games with your captaincy, the noise would have shut down automatically, as was the case with Virat Kohli. You remember the first half of the tournament, everybody was blasting him for the strike rate, and nobody's even talking about it right now as if it was like years ago. People have very short memory, they tend to forget things easily. If you give them good strategy, good captaincy, you might not win the game, but fans have evolved enough to at least understand that you contributed. Yeah, it was a bad day. Fans have to realize that thing, but you have to perform. I think Hardik Pandya should really, really just meditate, put everything behind him. It's gone. Probably the captaincy would be gone next year. That's a question, actually. Do you think the captaincy will be gone next year?
No, I do not think so. I think he will be retained by Mumbai Indians. I think everything started from them. It's Hardik who's getting the blame just because Mumbai Indians management did not clear it off. They did
Yeah.
not face the camera. If you see the press conference before the season started, Hardik and Mark Boucher, every single question that was asked about why Rohit was removed and why did you appoint Hardik Pandya, none of the questions were accepted. I understand Hardik shouldn't, but Mark Boucher, you're the head coach. You should clear it off. Nowhere they had cleared it. And more than that, it was Rohit's wife who had written in some of the Instagram posts that is very much lying what has been said. That made it even more mad. And all the Rohit fans, just because he's not just kind of normal Indian captain, he has won this franchise 5 trophies. It's not a matter of joke. So you need to give him a respectable farewell. Have you ever seen Akash Ambani, Nita Ambani? Till last season, we have seen every single match they are going to the Wankhede Stadium, sitting in that sofa, witnessing.
Yeah.
I've hardly seen them this season.
They were busy with the wedding preparation.
They were busy in the wedding preparations before the IPL or still the start of the IPL. What happened after match number 3-4? In the 14th game, I saw him in the last game when they knew they were out. They lost to the Lucknow Super Giants at home. If you could see the face of them, they were all stunned, but they knew that the season is done. They had a speech. That's good. That's respectable. I think as it has already been decided, they have made a blunder. I think Rohit's time is up. As you rightly said, the conversation at the Eden Gardens, he will be followed by Jasprit Bumrah, who is at his very much peak. Is he the man to win us the World Cup?
Jasprit Bumrah is going to give everything that he has, just like he did in the IPL. Highest wicket taker, second highest. But whether we win it or not, that's really a team's thing. He's going to be a champion. He would easily make it to your final playing 11 of the tournament. He's going to be there. But do we win it or not? It's like Virat Kohli, the way he was in RCB, like one lone shining star. That's how Bumrah is with the bowling unit, and especially with Siraj. If Siraj doesn't compliment him, if they're sharing a spell, and if he doesn't compliment him, dude, it's gonna be really bad. So that's why I think the Jasprit Bumrah has reached that level where he knows his skills so well. When you are kind of elevated to a high level of consciousness, you know what you're doing. You're so aware about every single ball that's coming out of your hand, how it's gonna land, where it's gonna move. He's reached that level. Preetham just texted me over here in the chat box saying that he's got a six economy. Yes, economy of six, dude, for a pace bowler. And we're talking about an IPL where 280 run was a cakewalk. Like
It
to
was a
scoring.
cakewalk. Out of that, Jasprit Bumrah is giving you a 6.4 economy.
Exactly. For a
Possible.
pace bowler, dude, that's insane. We're talking about good bowlers in this tournament who have reached the economy rate of 8 and 9, and they're still good because they took wickets. But there's Jasprit Bumrah who took 20 with an economy rate of 6. He's elevated to that level. It's about Arshdeep and Siraj to play the catch-up game, and Pandya and
Arshdeep
others.
economy of 10, Siraj economy of 9 in the IPL season.
Stats have spoken, guys. Stump, stats, and story. This is the stat that you should be aware about. This is where the problem lies. US pitches. What do you think? This economy rate could be higher or lower?
Well, US pitches is something that is going to be very unique just because it's going to be drop in pitches. But the dimensions are pretty near about 60, 65, 70, depending on where you go. Maybe New York will have a 70, Dallas will have, Florida will have 65. So it depends on the stadiums, but I expect the entire season 160, 180 games being very, very tight compared to 220. If you're scoring a 220 game in Indian Standard Time, if it's a West Indies, if it's a day game in West Indies Standard Time, and there's no due, if you're scoring 200 plus, that can be chased. Or you may not chase that. But I think the games that will be decided will be in the mark of 150 to 180. Those games will be very, very tight. And I think there will be many teams who will have maybe 3 spinners in the squad. Spinners will be the match winners. You were speaking about Jasprit Bumrah. I was thinking, I think I asked the wrong question. More than Jasprit Bumrah, it could be Kuldeep Yadav who will bring us the trophy. Series of the tournament progresses, you will get 2 degrees turn. Do you understand? 2 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. That's huge. I recently saw that South Africa versus West Indies T20 series that was going on a third test, 30-20. Somebody like Gurudesh Moti, he was a left-hand orthodox spinner. He's getting a 1.8 degrees turn. What will players like Rashid Khan, Kuldeep Yadav, Adam Zampa, what will they do? My goodness, I cannot believe that. But that's how the surface will be.
Do you think India will field three spinners?
There's possibility, but who are they? I think Jadeja and Kuldeep are nail biters. They have to play every single game. Who is the third one? If Chahal plays, that weakens your batting. If Akshar plays, that is somebody, then you have to sacrifice a bowler. I think there is possibility of having a Jaddu, Akshar and Kuldeep more than Jaddu, Chahal. I don't think so Kulcha will play together. There's not a single game I see Kulcha playing together. If there is more righties, Chahal might play. If there is a mixture of righty-lefty, Kuldeep is playing. If there's more righties, then if you have an extra, if you see surfaces turning, I think Akshar will be the third spinner if there is possibility. But I don't think so. I think 2 spinners, 2 fast bowlers, and then you have Hardik as my 6th bowler. 3 fast bowlers rather.
So you would have 3 fast bowlers. Would you play Siraj over either Chahal or Akshar?
I think it depends on the situation, but they have a lot of homework to be done. I'll give you an example. This bowler was misutilized by Mumbai Indians through Mario Shefford. Andrew Russell did for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Just off-cutters hitting the deck. It was so hard to hit him. I think Siraj, Arshdeep has done that, I think, a little bit for the Punjab Kings. You don't need to teach somebody like a Jasprit Bumrah. But Siraj, I think, if he goes for runs, because I think if he becomes that batsman who's a bowler is going to give me 2 wickets in the power play, I'll give you 3 overs.
If only we had somebody like Sandeep or Mohit Sharma, man. That would have been so good. Even for that matter, if he wouldn't been injured, Deepak Chahar, somebody like Deepak Chahar who can open the bowling with Jasprit Bumrah. Would you have wanted somebody like Bhuvi also to be a part of the squad? He's had a bad kind of last World Cup, but
Bhuvi, that's very, very interesting. But I think he came into the picture quite late in the IPL. I think his time is no more India calls for Bhuvi.
if I had to name 4 or 5 players who you think are kind of done for the Indian team, they might not have a call up again. Bhuvi, I have Shikhar Dhawan in my list. Who else do you think who's part of IPL success stories and legends?
Has Ambati Raidu announced his retirement? If not, definitely he's in the. So Ambati Raidu,
Manish Pandey.
they are kind of players who don't expect anything. They'll just play first class cricket. Manish Pandey, somebody, yes, definitely. Ashwin in white ball cricket, done. Anybody else at this moment not coming in my mind? Chahal's last. No, he still has 3 to 4. Kuldeep may still succeed. He will definitely succeed in red ball, but Chahal's only success is white ball. So I think Chahal still has at least 3 years to play.
There have been instances of so many fast bowlers getting created in Indian setup in the last, say, 4 or 5 years. So many of them, they come, they perform, and they leave because there is so many. They, for no fault of theirs. It's not like they're out of form.
Huge competition.
Yeah, huge competition. So I'm talking about Natarajans, I'm talking about Navdeep Sainis of the world, I'm talking about even spinners, not just fast bowler. And you have Shivam Mavis and Nagarkotis and Avesh Khan and Khalil Ahmed, so many people. Do you think we are overproducing and it's kind of like hampering the talent? Because first of all, it's hard to be a fast bowler in limited cricket and it's becoming increasingly hard. And then when you see such examples, what is the message going out to the younger generation?
We are not misutilizing or having a lot of fast bowlers and not utilizing them. Is that every single fast bowler has their caliber, has the skills, but it's the skills which you need them to be part of the squad. You're not seeing that. If you remember, I believe everyone does, Mayank Yadav, after 2 good games for the Lucknow Super Giants, people sent him to Jamaica. People
Yeah.
sent him, I want this guy part of the World Cup T20 squad. I'm like,
By people, we even mean the experts, the commentary panel.
experts. Yeah. I saw so many people having in that 15-member squad before. He's having Mayank Yadav, overseas people, Matthew Hayden. Then you have so many people, Ambati Raidu. Then you have Harsha Bogre, probably Sanjay Manjarekar. I might be wrong. Don't hit me for this, but there were people, there were experts who said, I want Mayank Yadav. For what reason? What will you do then? There's extra pace. You're already seeing Henrik Nokia. And Henrik Nokia in the series has gone 4 over 60 plus runs.
Yeah.
Players will love pace.
So many people have pointed out in this IPL about how flashiness and extra pace kind of gets you noticed. And people like Sandeep Sharma and all, because they're not flashy, they have to come and do their job in bowl slow ones, cutters, but they do the job. As an Indian fan, is our board and our setup comes again and again falls prey to ignoring the people who are meant for, like horses for courses.
And the perfect example is Ravi Bishnoi. I think he was ranked number 1 in T20 format. Where is he now? Just because he had an off IPL season, you don't pick him. But who is his replacement? Yuzvendra Chahal. There will be no debate about that. That guy, he has been doing the job for the last 2-3 years. He's played, I think, Asia Cup, World Cup as well. Unfortunately, poor IPL season. That's where your criteria comes. You asked at the beginning of the show, does IPL selections come through IPL format, IPL experience, IPL form? Here's your answer. Ravi Bishnoi.
The same logic kind of sometimes defies me, sometimes kind of flips on its own, because then you look at somebody in the reserves. Khalil Ahmed is in the reserves, right?
They picked him just because he was bowling well in the first 3-4 games. No doubt Khalil bowled well because he was getting that outswing away from the right-handers. But you need to see, a T20 bowler cannot bowl 4 overs in the trot with the new ball. After 2 overs in the power play, Rishabh Pant bought him in the 13th over. Average, if you can come out, I'll come out with the stats one day. Average, he might go for 10 runs an over. The 19th over, some of the times he goes 16 plus, 18 plus with 5 wides. That's not something you do. Natarajan has all the things you need in the books. Knuckle ball, slower ball, bouncer, Yorker. That's a T20 material. Avesh Khan, what a phenomenal. You will explain him. Say what the season Avesh Khan had in the IPL season.
What a trade Rajasthan had with Lucknow. That was, I think, the trade of the season, I feel. You have mentioned about the controversial slots that where you could have had replacement. One is the finisher slot, probably Rinku instead of Shivam Dube, probably Natarajan instead of Khalil Ahmed. If suppose that were to be the team, the one that you mentioned with those replacements, do you think we can win the cup?
With them, 101%. Without them, 101%. It's just that the luck factor. I think on the day, we Indians are quite emotional. Even the players. If you look into Australia, they're fearless. If you look into England, they're fearless. They don't care. What if Virat Kohli gets out? Who is there to play the innings of him? What if Surya Kumar gets out? We don't have anybody else who will strike at 200 plus for us. That's the problem. That's the mentality. Not just fans, the players have themselves on the pitch. But now, what I saw in the difference in the T20, in the Cricket World Cup 2023, Rohit Sharma did not have it. He had roles for everyone. Players a floater, play the way you want. That's the best when I saw Shreyas Iyer playing a 50-over format. That's the way I saw KL Rahul batting at number 5, the way he batted. So I hope for the best. I think I still have the belief. The belief never goes. Despite 17 years not winning the T20 World Cup, last man Joginder Sharma, scoop of Misbah Ullah, MS Dhoni lifted the trophy. In 2011 as well, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I think we still can. The hope never dies. And as Jay Shah said, we will हम लोग भारत का झंडा बारबाडोस में गाड़ेंगे. I just really hope that.
I just hope two things for Indian team to do well this year. In fact, they can take a leaf out of the World Cup. Read the situation. That's what we really did well in the World Cup throughout till the end, where we probably overread the situation and got too much into the shell. Because T20, you don't have that room.
The same thing we did in the World Test Championship final against Australia.
Yes,
we should have
exactly.
had Ashwin in the team, but we overread the pitch.
So with these changes, I think this is what our mutually discussed ideal Indian squad should look like. I still feel Australia could lift the cup. I mean, in all on paper, they look to be the strongest team for me. What do you think?
West
Australia,
Indies.
England, West Indies is gonna win the home cup, is it?
I'm not saying home cup. A minute ago you said India. I'm saying they are one of the favorites to win it. Powerhouse of a side, not to take away Australia, but I still think West Indies. I think alongside India, alongside Australia, and my fourth team is going to be South Africa.
So I think the two noobs have spoken, and this is our top four teams, the ones we think can compete and lift the World Cup. Let's see what surprises we have in store. Is Sri Lanka gonna spin some web of spin, and is Afghanistan gonna bank on their spirit?
Manu, watch out for Netherlands. Watch out for Bangladesh. They face Sri Lanka in the same group. That's an El Clasico.
Those are gonna be the deciders for those groups. So yes, let's see who goes ahead from those groups. So this was us in our first episode. Please look forward to like this video, share it with your friends, with your other cricket friends, and have these discussions, because these are important. Yeah, guys, we cannot be those fans who are like booing Hardik Pandya. No, we have to be better. Let's be better. From Preetam and my side, our request is please subscribe to our channel. We are trying to put out some really good content.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Manu. Thank you, all of us. Thanks for watching this one. It was a wonderful episode. 1 is done, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoyed it thoroughly. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Let us know. We had so many topics to discuss. Let us know in the comment section.
And please tell us what is the ideal team that you would have wanted to see. If it's the same team that is going, suggest what do you want us to talk about. So from me and Preetam signing off. See you in episode 2. Bye.